So I'm on the web and I noticed something very interesting. I noticed this, and it's Toy Story 4 with a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with I think 80 or 85 critiques or reviews, and it said 100%. So I'm like, okay, let me just kind of look around, and then I noticed the other movies and what their Rotten Tomato scores were. So the fourth installment of this franchise, it comes out in 6 days. Now there's been early screenings and it's already rated at 100%. Then I realized that Toy Story and Toy Story 2 are also at 100%. And I want to kind of make this very important for people to know that the fact that you have a movie, an animated movie, a franchise, and 3 out of the 4 films are at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't like the film or there's things that you might not like, certain parts of the film. But for a rating system for a website that people depend on, people look at, and people they kind of judge their own opinion on those ratings, it's actually incredible that a franchise that's been around since, I think the first Toy Story came out in 1995, but Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 4 have a 100% rating. It's incredible. It's not done. Marvel hasn't done it, DC hasn't done it, Star Wars hasn't done it, Lord of the Rings, big movie franchises haven't done what Toy Story and Pixar have done. And Pixar lived and made its name and made its money off of Toy Story because that was their first big feature film. And it's incredible. People need to understand how incredible that actually is. Now we're 9 years down the road with Toy Story 4, so I'm curious to see what it is. And I'm a big Pixar fan. I'm a big Toy Story fan. I'm a animation student because of that. I want to learn how to do that. And you get a sense of appreciation for the craft that is Pixar because what they do with their films, if it's Finding Nemo, if it's Cars, if it's The Incredibles, but even all those movies and all the advances with storyboarding and CGI and animation and everything coming out, at the end of the day, it still comes down to Toy Story. And it's just incredible. 9 years later, they come up with an idea, and before the movie comes out, it's already at 100%. And people just need to understand how important and how amazing that is, and that stuff doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I haven't seen the movie myself. I'm excited. I can't wait. But how does Pixar do these kinds of things? What does Pixar focus on? And it all comes down to one word, and it's story. Pixar, months and months and months, years into developing an idea and a story where everything is perfect the way they want. And that's just a testament to the hard work that they do as far as a movie studio and what they've, that kind of culture that John Lasseter built way back when in the early 90s and 80s, working for Disney Animation, then making Pixar. That's the kind of thing that other movie studios should take notice, is the story. Animation, design, colors, all of that stuff's going to come after that point. But if you don't have a story, none of that's going to matter. There's plenty of examples where animation movies, they might look cool, the characters are funny, but the story doesn't make sense. You're kind of like, this doesn't make sense. I don't buy the characters. I don't buy what's going on. And you're just kind of like, meh, whatever. But appreciate the fact that a franchise that's been around since 1995, 3 out of the 4 films, and one of them's not even officially out yet, and it's at 398%. Because I think the third one's at 98%, something like that. So a possible 400%, and you're at 398. It's incredible. It doesn't happen. A franchise doesn't do this kind of thing. And me personally, because these movies and this company mean so much to me and what I've done with my life and what I'm doing currently now with school and things of that nature, you know, going to animation school, you know, it's just funny, and it just makes you take a second to appreciate what the studio is doing and what their directors and everyone is doing at that studio. And so hopefully the film is great. I think it's going to be fantastic. Just the fact that it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes anyway now. And because at the end of the day, I trust Pixar and I trust the processes and I trust their story. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want a story that you buy, that you believe, and that you care about. And I think that's what they're doing. And they've done a great job with every other film that they did. So I just wanted to touch on that. You know, it's important to know, and you know, I think it's going to make people appreciate the art of what Pixar is doing in the long run, and we'll see how the film is. So hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you feel about Pixar and what they're doing with this franchise, but then movies that are coming out post Toy Story. So I'll see you guys next time. See ya.